The separation agreement is sitting there, but what you really need is to understand what child support is actually going to cost you every month. You've heard numbers, maybe some guesses, but you need certainty. By the end of this video, you'll know where the base child support number comes from, the exact income figure it's based on, and the few other costs that get added on top. You'll have a clear picture of what to expect. The biggest misconception about child support is that it's some kind of negotiation. It's not. In Ontario, child support is almost entirely formulaic based on just one number, your annual income. This is called the payer's income, and it's the foundation for everything. Getting this number right is critical because even a small mistake changes your monthly payment for years. Your payer's income is typically what the Canada Revenue Agency calls your line 15,000 income on your tax return. This is your total income from all sources before any deductions for things like RRSPs or union dues. You'll need your most recent tax assessment to get this number. This figure usually only changes if your job or salary changes significantly. So knowing your line 15,000 income is the first step to knowing your child support obligation. It sets the baseline. But this isn't yet your monthly payment. That comes from the other federal tables. Once you have your line 15,000 income, called the payer's income, you then look it up on the child support tables. These are federal guidelines, but they vary by province because provincial tax rates differ from one province to the next. For Ontario, you'll look for the table that matches your annual income and the number of children you have. The tables publish amounts for different income brackets, number of children, and by province. Finding your row and column gives you the base monthly amount. This is often the largest component of child support, and it is mandatory unless there's a very specific, rare situation that changes it. Getting this table amount is non-negotiable. Let's say your line 15,000 income is $85,000 per year, and you have 2 children. You would find the Ontario table for $85,000 and 2 children, which would show a base monthly amount of about $1,229. This is the amount you will pay every month for base child support. This table amount is almost always paid no matter the parenting schedule. But the table amount isn't the whole bill. Beyond the basic table amount, there are additional expenses for children outlined in Section 7 of the Child Support Guidelines. These are called special or extraordinary expenses. They cover things like childcare, medical and dental insurance premiums, post-secondary education costs, and certain extraordinary school expenses or extracurricular activities. The key word here is extraordinary. These aren't regular expenses. They're usually significant and outside the typical costs covered by the base child support. Both parents generally contribute to these expenses proportionally to their incomes. So if you earn 60% of the combined parental income, you would typically pay 60% of these Section 7 expenses. It's crucial to have a clear agreement on what counts as a Section 7 expense. Without that, you can end up in frequent disagreements over every activity or cost. For example, a $5,000 summer camp might be seen as extraordinary, while a $50 monthly swimming lesson might not. An effective strategy is to define these with your ex-partner early. So your total child support obligation is the table amount plus your share of any Section 7 expenses. Knowing your income and using the tables gives you a real predictable number. No guesswork, no negotiation. But there's one more thing about that number you need to understand. Here's something a lot of men get wrong. You might assume child support is tax deductible. It isn't. Child support paid under a written agreement or a court order is completely tax neutral. You can't deduct it from your income, and your ex doesn't report it as income or pay any tax on it. The Canada Revenue Agency treats child support as a personal parenting obligation, the same way 2 married parents can't deduct the cost of raising their own kids. So every dollar comes out of your after-tax income. When you're budgeting, The real cost to you is the full payment, with no tax break to soften it. Ready to get to your actual numbers? Kern provides free, precise calculations for child support, spousal support, and equalization. It's fast, objective, and helps you plan your next steps with confidence. Find it free at kernguide.ca.